In this lecture, we will create and configure 2 new web servers, and last we will test the load balancing scenario. So now I'm back in Azure portal. I will click virtual machines. So now I can see the web server 01 here, probably, hopefully. Yes, so first I will select it and I will go and delete this one. And I have to type yes for confirmation, as you can see now on the screen. So yes, and go down and click on delete. So we'll create now 2 new virtual machines, and last of course we will test the load balancing scenario. So clicking on notifications now, and I will wait for the deletion to be completed. Alright, so the process is complete. I will dismiss all. Good, and I will go back to home. And I will click now create a resource. So here is the Azure Marketplace. I will click Ubuntu server. And now I can just start the configuration. So I am in subscription free trial, that's fine. Resource group is AZ900, the virtual machine name. So let's type here web server 01. I'm running in West Europe. Availability options. So I will select availability zone and I will choose here availability zone 1. The image is fine, Ubuntu server. Now I will scroll down a little bit and I will change the size. And I will select the B1S, so B1S virtual machine size, select again, because I want to be working in the free tier, so remember the 750 hours per month. Authentication type, so password, again for username I will say Azure and admin. For the password, admin 123 exclamation mark, and again admin 123 exclamation mark. Now I will click next to disks. I will not modify anything here. I will click next onto the networking tab. We are working in virtual network AZ900 VNet, subnet 1, that's fine. Public IP, I will create a new one. So web server 01-pip, so public IP. Assignment static, and again I will select here zone redundant. So a zonal public IP is a guarantee to a specific zone and is tied to the health of that zone. On the other hand, a zone redundant public IP is served by all zones simultaneously and resilient to zone failure. So that's why I'm selecting zone redundant. Good, I will click OK now. Now the load balancing. So this is an interesting part. Do you want to place this virtual machine behind an existing load balancing solution? So I will click yes, scroll down a little bit. Load balancing options, so no application gateway, I want Azure load balancer, and I want to select the load balancer here. So load balancer is AZ900. This is what we have configured, right? The backend pool. So this virtual machine will be inserted here in the backend pool AZ900. That's fine. So I'm ready to continue. Click next. Nothing here in the management. I will click advanced. Nothing here in the advanced. Right. Tags. We will say here for the name, it will be web server 01, and for the tag, it will be AZ900. Good. So now just next review and create, I can review the configuration. And once the validation, yes, it's completed, so validation passed, I can just click create. So deployment is underway. In the meantime, let's create web server 01. So home. And again create a resource, and I will select again Ubuntu server, and I will have to define the resource group, so AZ900, the virtual machine name, so web server 02, West Europe, this time availability zone, but I will select another zone, so availability zone 2. Again I will change the size of the machine to B1S. So select the VM size, and I will go for this one, B1S, and again select. The password is the authentication type, so Azure admin and admin 123 exclamation mark, admin 123 exclamation mark. That's fine. Disks, nothing here. Networking. For the networking, I have the public IP. I will create a new one, and it will be web server 02, and again pip, so public IP, zone redundant. I will click OK. Now I can continue with, yes, load balancing. So I want here Azure load balancer, and I will select the load balancer AZ900 and place this VM in the backend pool AZ900. And I can see that the first one has been created. So the first VM, so web server 01. Next, for management, nothing here. Advanced, nothing here. Tags, I will type here, so name and web server 02 and tag with AZ900. Great. Review and create. Validation passed, so I'll click on create. So now just wait for this one to be created as well. Great, so deployment succeeded for the second web server. Now let's go to home and click on virtual machines. We should see here 2 web servers, that's fine. So I'll go for the first one, web server 01, and go to networking. And here I have the inbound port rules. So remember, we need to add another rule in order to permit HTTP traffic. So the destination should be port 80, traffic is TCP actually, priority why not 100, and the name, let's say here allow HTTP, and I'm referring to port 80. So I will click add. Actually, it shouldn't take that long to create the security rule. So let's wait in order to complete. And here it is. So allow HTTP 80, port 80, protocol TCP, source any, destination any. Good. Going to web server 02 and the same in the networking tab here, inbound port rules. Good. Add inbound port rule. Destination is 80. Traffic is TCP in order to be more specific. The action is allow. Priority is 100 and we'll name it allow HTTP, and this is port 80. So I'll click add. And again, it shouldn't take long. Good, so created security rule. The only thing left is to create the configuration, so the index.html file. So let's start with web server 01 and I'll click overview now. So what I need is actually the public IP. I will click on connect and copy to clipboard everything here. And I'll now switch to my terminal app. So I will paste here and enter. I will type yes and admin 123 exclamation mark. Great, sudo su, and I'm now root, so I have elevated the privileges. I can run any command that I want. So root means full privileges, full rights. So first update the machine, sudo apt update. So update, and I will type -y in order to accept anything that I'm asked during the process. So if the process stops, I will have to type y in order to accept, and that's for yes. So that's why I put there the option -y. So one thing to note, you don't have to be a Linux expert or I don't know, a developer expert or something. In the folder that you have just downloaded at the beginning of the course, you have everything that you need in order to perform the labs if you choose to do so. So this is lecture 3.14. So if I just enter here, I have the configuration steps for the web server. So these are available. These are the steps. So sudo su, then I update the machine. Then if I just take this one, I will install Apache. So this is the web server. So everything is being configured. Let's just wait. So reading database, the progress is almost ready. Good. All right, going back, I can just check the status of the Apache 2. So the web server, is it running or not? Yes, I can see it running. Just type Q on the keyboard in order to exit that. Going back to the instructions, I will go to this location, so the HTML folder. So paste here, that's fine. I will remove the existing index.html file, paste that, and so going back here and enter. And now nano, so just to define a new one, HTML. Good, going back to this one, actually no. You have here the index.html for web server 01 and for web server 02. So it should look like this. All right, let me just open it like with TextMate in my case. So TextMate, I will take everything that's in here. So copy and paste it here. All right, Control X, Y for yes, and enter in order to confirm the changes. So if I say cat and index.html, this is the new index.html file. And again, you have all the instructions here. Good, so we're done with this one. Let's now connect to web server 02. So exit and exit. I'll go back to the portal and go to virtual machines and web server 02. I will take the connect. I will take the full syntax here. So SSH Azure admin, that's fine. Going to the terminal app and paste. Enter. Yes, I confirm. It's the first time I'm connecting to this virtual machine. Admin 123 exclamation mark. So it should be good. Yes, sudo su, then sudo apt update and -y in order to update to the latest packages in this Linux machine. So preparing myself for the Apache installation. So this is the one. Copy. So once the update is done, I will paste the command here, and the web server is being installed right now. I will take this command cd, so change directory to the HTML folder. So I'm waiting for the Apache Web 2 server, so Apache 2 web server to be installed, and it shouldn't take that long really. Great, pasting the next command. So I'm going to this location, rm for removing the index.html file. I am creating a new one. HTML, good. Let me get back to the folder. So this time I'm going to copy the content, which is actually almost the same, but I have here web server 02 because this is the second web server. So copy the content, paste it here in the CLI, then Control X, Y in order to accept, and enter for index.html file. I want to see the content, so cat index.html, and I see here web server 02 and the message, welcome to Microsoft Azure Fundamentals AZ900 Training Bootcamp. Excellent, so exit and exit. So let me get back to the Azure portal now. So I will close this and this. So now what we need to do is go to home, and I will take a look in all resources as an example, and I will search for the public. Yeah, here is load balancer. Good. And what I'm interested in, it's its public IP. So this is the public IP. I will take it, copy to clipboard. So here it is, web server 01. Now I try to refresh the page multiple times. And here it is. So I have just opened a new browser, now going into incognito mode, and now I have web server 02. So two different clients, to say so, connected. One has been served by web server 01 and one has been served by web server 02. So load balancing has been confirmed and is working as expected. Thank you, and see you in the next lecture.